9 o'clock on the dot. Look at us go this week. We're on top of some shit. And we have a lot of stuff in store. But before I even go into anything, guys, welcome back to Temple Racing Television. We're here, we're having a great time. And of course, we're presenting like we do every Wednesday night. Superpower Hours featuring myself and Nep Dog. Nep, welcome back for our 22nd episode.
Wow, 22. And that's
22.
not counting the that's just since
The
we
spin off in the beginning, yep.
the start of the year, that's
Hmm.
not going all the way back to October, so um it's been a fun ride, that's for sure, covering these races every week, it's something I look forward to every Wednesday night to sit down with you, discuss some racing action, and relive the week's highlights and all that, and how things ended, and then interacting with any viewers that might be out there with their questions and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, 22 down. Let's get it, let's keep on going with it.
We will fit as many as we possibly can. But we're here. We're ready to roll. We got some stuff to cover. We have some important information at the end of this thing. So if you are tuning in and you're part of the league or you do follow the leagues that we cover, please keep an eye out for what we got going on tonight. But again, let me not just keep talking. We have another lovely person here again. He was a part of the original crew. Shiesty, welcome back.
Thank you. It's becoming a familiar thing. Yeah, I'm getting used to this again.
Yep, and you got me surprised. It's nice to at least have you here. At least covering the trucks, as
Yeah, since
everyone
Mike
knows.
done went, especially since Mike done went MIA on us.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get him in here when I'm in here sometime. That'd be a fucking episode.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting thing. But yeah, it's nice to have you here. Um, we appreciate you coming in and covering the truck side at least, because that's your main bread and butter there. So we appreciate you at least being here.
Yeah, I couldn't let nobody cover this. I felt like this is my child. I created it. I gotta at least cover it.
You
So,
tell.
with that being said, let's go over Nitrous Racing Series.
Before we do,
Oh yeah,
I just want to point out really
point it.
quick that Reb, our very own Reb, is currently in another league race that they were supposed to do the other day, but they're doing it, making up for it tonight. He's currently leading it with 10 laps to go, and a caution just came out. So I'll keep you
Oh
guys
wow.
updated on that.
Oh
I'll,
yeah.
Oh,
All
definitely.
right.
I'll keep you guys going. But Shiesty, cover nitrous, baby.
Yeah. This week, Nitrous heads to Phoenix Raceway, and it was a fucking blast. From drop of the green stages, there wasn't very many cautions. Net, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we had a caution all day.
Yes, we did. We had one at the start of the race, and then after that, that was it.
So
I
we
can't
had
remember.
one in stage
One
one.
caution, yeah, one caution and say one like immediately, and then after that, that was it. Or
Yes,
I might be thinking about the Arco race. No, no, you are
I
correct.
think you're talking about truck.
It was Arco that had the. Yeah, it
I
might have
have
been
no
Arco.
clue, but regardless, we head into Phoenix, and Josh is looking to go back to back. You'll find out later. He doesn't make the race. And then Reb, as always, amazing at Phoenix. So that's another question on top of our heads this week. And then James had a stellar week one and hope to improve on that here in week two.
Cutting
As we
off
get
really quick.
started, we have the. Oh, go for it.
I fucked up. Reb's got 50 to go, and he has a lead, and another caution just came out.
Oh
Okay.
shit! Cautions breed cautions.
Yeah.
Speaking of Reb, he was our week 2 Heat 1 winner, and then our Heat 2 winner was Beer Stick. Me and Beer Stick ran side by side for first 4 laps of the heat race, and I got loose, and he walked away with it.
I appreciate that because that
Reb,
allowed me to get second in that heat.
I was about to say, I know you had Reb's heat. How'd that one go?
Um, it was nice, you know. Had a good truck that night, you know. So hopefully I can continue on that path with upcoming tracks and all that. But the truck felt great, and I just you and um Beer Stick had the dominant trucks, and there I just no, Reb had a dominated truck. There was just nothing I could do. I couldn't
Yeah,
catch him.
Reb,
I tried
when it
everything,
comes
but
to Phoenix, he's just lights out. And we'll come to see that here as he took stage 1, followed by Beer Stick, Charton, yourself, Nip, and then me coming in 5th there. Reb really took off, as you could see. He won stage 2 as well, so he ended up coming home with that's already 25 bonus points on the day, and he was shooting for that perfect week. It just you'll come to find out it all falls apart at the end as we get into the race results. Reb's nowhere to be seen up top. He had a problem with his wheel and he put it in the fence.
and I hated that for Reb because I
I
mean it
hated
was
it
like
too.
coming. There was only like a handful of laps left,
I think it was
and
2 or 3 to go, and he
he's
just
like,
heads off
"You've
into
got to
one
be
on the
kidding
exit.
me! You got to be kidding me!" I mean, he had the race won. I mean, everybody was racing for second,
Yep.
and then his controller acted up and shut off on him, and that was all she wrote. I mean, I hated it for Red. He would have swept the whole week, but
Now, don't get me
um,
wrong. His truck was burned up by the end of the run there at the end. Me and Charton were right on his tailgate right at the end, right
yeah,
before
but
that happened. And then once that happened, it was just I
I
don't think I personally could have got around him. I know Charton would have at least took a stab at it. But Reb was the truck to beat in this race. Um, Charton ended up winning. I came home second, not too far behind. Wolfie, me, Charton, and Wolfie pretty much ran on top of each other that whole third stage. Rowdy coming in with top 5, and then Lakil. That was another guy that surprised me sneaking up into the top 5. Rooster came home in 6th. He had a quiet day, but he was consistently quiet, worked his way up to 6th. And then, as we mentioned, Reb, terrible what happened to him, but can't take it back now, and he can only work forward.
yeah,
As
he
he
was able
did
to get
claim
his.
the fastest lap as well.
He was able to get his controller back going, so it's not like he ended up having to leave the race. But by the time he got his controller problem fixed, he done fell back. So sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Cowboy comes in right behind him. I think he got passed by Reb in the last corner. So there's that. YT Kills, his first race, new guy with the league. He came in and snagged the top 10, got ninth. And Nep, you rounded out the top 10,
Yeah,
which
don't remind
with
me.
stage points, you had a little bit of a fallback there.
Yeah,
At least you could snag those 4 points to fall back on. And then,
Yeah,
yeah,
right there to and I talked to Josh about this after the race. I was after pit stops. Um, I was running everybody, Rowdy and Rooster hard, trying to make sure I stayed in front of them, and I burnt my tires up. And Josh's like, "Well, how can you fix that?" I said, "From now on, like, especially at the first of the run, if they're coming up on me, just maybe sometimes the best thing to do is just to back off. Um,
pick them
Save
off
your
later
tires.
when your
That way,
tires
later
are.
on, when their tires are burnt up, I've got a little bit fresh tires because that's what ended up happening. Because I was running uh, sixth at the time, and no, I was running seventh at the time because this was before Reb lagged out, and me and Rooster was battling hard, running good. And I done burnt the right side up, and I got loose coming out of two. And when I came back up, trying to correct it on slick tires, I ended up turning in front of Rooster, and by the time I got her back going, I'd already fell down the 10th. So,
Yeah, after you, it's just downhill for Beer Stick. I This one I feel like is definitely on me, but at the same time I couldn't help what happened after I had my accident. I'm trying to make a pass on Beer Stick at the end of stage 1 and end up hitting the inside wall, trying to cut the dog leg way too short. Don't even know how the fuck I hit the wall. Come back up, smack Beer Stick, he hits the wall. He ended up getting second in the stage, but after that he had 7 seconds of damage, went to the back of the field and got collected in some other bullshit coming back through the field, and he just went laps down after that and couldn't fight back. I felt terrible. And then James, he had a pretty rough night altogether as well. But Reb, fastest lap, 2 stage wins, and a heat win. He comes home with 28 total points, and you'll see how that really helped him out here at the end in the total points, as Sharton came home with 62 points this week, which is huge after last week. He finished dead last. I think he lagged out. And then Reb and myself, 51. Reb's 28 extra bonus points helps tremendously here. And myself, I placed in both stages. Wolfie had a good points day at 39. Rowdy and Rowdy Rooster, 5th and 6th. Lakeel, Nep, you went from 10th overall finish to 8th total points.
and I didn't even race in the first race of the season.
There you go. Now, we go to the cash for Phoenix. The total payout for the actual race was 200 or 2250 for first place, and Sharton ended up securing that. Reb gets all those extra bonuses for the heat win and fast lap. Myself, I only collect second place payout. And Beer Stick, that heat win ended up helping him out there towards the end. Here's your nitrous cash leaderboard for the season. And nobody's really quite to buying that charter yet, but it's coming, boys. It's coming. And then we come out to the regular season standings. Reb is just claiming all the stage points already, and it shows there with 26 stage points. He's leading the points, followed by Charton. He goes from damn near last, if not last, to second with that win. And then James, he is riding that high off of a good points day at Daytona. And then myself, coming from, I believe, 11th or 12th up to 4th. Then we got Rowdy and Wolfie. Those two are real tight. They both haven't scored too many stage points, but they're finishing top 5 each week, and it's paying off for them. Beer Stick is sitting there in 7th, Lakeel in 8th. Josh slides down to 9th after missing this week. And then Rooster is in that 10th position. That's where the cutoff will be for when the chase ends up rolling around. We got Cowboy just sitting out by 1, and then Jay, Net, Mike, and YT Kills. I believe they've all ran one race and sitting just outside. I mean, a race behind. So, Net, where do you see yourself come the end of the season? Come the skate. Do you see yourself in? Do you see barely missing?
Well, I'll be a dumbass if I sat there and said, "Oh, I'm not going to make the chase." My goal is to make the
Right.
chase. I think, thanks to Temple Racing technology and all that, and the racing program over there, and the guidance of Josh, um, I feel more comfortable now since working with Josh and all that over at Temple Racing that I really feel a potential first win, whether it be in a truck or in an ARCA coming this season. I don't have a long season to do it in, but that's going to be a big goal of mine moving forward in the seasons is to try to find myself. And that's not an easy task because we have a lot of great guys and fast guys that we run with. But, I had a good truck on Friday night at Phoenix, and Phoenix has always been a track that I've seen that struggle at. And for me to be able to go out there and get, a fourth place finish in the stage, that was nice. I wish I could have continued it on. Had a hard battle with Rowdy and Rooster right there at the end of stage 2, and then unfortunately, slipped up, and I thought I got clipped, but when I went back and watched the replay, I actually came down on Rooster and I came down on him and cost me at least a 5th place finish in the heat, and ended up finishing like 6th or 7th in the heat. So, but I did make a cool. I finished the stage backwards, so that was pretty cool. So, but I feel good, and I felt good in the truck, and I look forward to some of the other tracks that we got coming that I think I'm really going to be spot on. Especially some of the bigger tracks like Michigan and some of the cookie cutter tracks. I'm gonna give it everything I got.
Yeah, we're getting to the normal part of the seasons, both of them. So, that being said, Josh, I mean, we know you're going to be part-time and you ain't going to be able to make but maybe half the races, busy during the summer. Where do you see yourself sitting in that 5 to 10 area? Do you think you'll be up top still?
Definitely not up top. Because these races are definitely gonna be few and far in between for myself. Um, I don't think I'm making the chase. I think I'm just gonna miss it. So I'm gonna be in that lower section, 100%.
We better pull that counter up I told you about because I'm excited to see the standings play out.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Can't wait to see how it all plays out. But in all seriousness, on the truck side of things, everything looks very equal, for the most part, which is cool to see. So we'll see how everything runs. I mean, the race has been freaking fantastic. And not that I want to cut anyone off or interrupt anything, but Reb has won his league race, so congratulations to our fellow TRT
Hell
racer.
Damn,
yeah, Reb.
that was a fast 50 laps. But yeah, congratulations there,
Bristol,
Rem.
150
Oh,
laps in
Bristol.
the
Okay,
Xfinity
yeah.
cars. Yep. He drove from a couple seconds back, passed the guy, and won by about 8 seconds. So yeah, he had the car.
Oh, easy. He pulled the Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, yes he did.
Well, that's all I've got for the night. I will hand this back to you guys.
Thank you, Shiesty. We greatly appreciate it. Um,
Yeah, of course.
all right, Nep, it is time to talk about the dirt section of Thursday Night Thunder. If you want to take her away, take her away.
Sure. All right, week 6. Thursday Night Thunder was at the where the pros and late models were running at Lima Land. Was looking at being a good night of racing. Lima Land's a fast track, but it can be difficult, as we've seen with the tires on the inside. We start out with the pro late models, as always. Rooster 79 would go out there and get the fastest qualifier with 11.504. We would go into our. Why is my phone acting like it? My phone's frozen.
All right,
One
well,
second, because
I'll jump in and
my
help
phone
you.
decided to freeze up on me.
It's
So
it's all good. So as
damn
Nep
phone.
said, quick time went to Rooster, hopped into the heats. As we could see, Heat 1 winner was Rooster 79. Heat 2 winner was Wolfie Man. Wolfie's been surprising me in a couple of these races. He's been sneaking some Heat wins. So, very interesting to see. We get into the race, and I'm going to say I didn't see this coming,
Oh, I
but I
mean, I
kind of
had seen.
felt it.
Yeah, I had seen. I know where you're going with this, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Rooster 79s and the Shartons and the Mafia Killer, those have been the top notch guys. So far this season. They're the fastest guys out there. But the guy who ends up winning this thing, he's quiet. He don't do a lot of jabber jawing in the race. He's zoned in. He's focused. And each week we see him. I've raced with him for a long time, and he's quick. And you never know when we're gonna get to one of them tracks that plays in his favor. And this one just so happened too. You know, and we're talking about Justin Hamrick, Hamrick 410. He started third on this. There was a mishap on the front row on the start, and he was able to find the right line to get around. Gets out there in the lead and put the pedal down. Did not look back, and he just took off with it. Ended up leading every lap and picking up the win in the pros late model. Phenomenal win for Hamrick. I don't, you know, we always talk about Sharton being fast, and we talk about Rooster 79. But I wouldn't be surprised if Hamrick comes out there um, and picks up maybe one or two more wins before the season's over with. So he's consistent and he's steady. So hats off to Hamrick on picking up that win in the pro late model. Sharton would finish second. Rooster 79 would finish third. Wolfie Man finished fourth. Blake G would finish fifth. CKW would finish sixth. Bullet Bob would finish seventh. Mafia Killer would finish eighth. Jay Clay would finish ninth. Red making a dirt appearance. Would come out there and finish 10th. A proving ground. And he knew that ahead of time. He said, I know I'm not going to be fast like I am in a NASCAR, but I'm going to go out there and shake this car down and get the feel for it some and see what we can do with it. And then Clinker would round out the field in 11th. Our hard charger for the race was Sharton, as he would go up 7 spots. Our hard luck award would go to Clinker as he fell 10 spots. He started on the pole and unfortunately fell all the way back to last place. Wolfie Man, for I don't know how many weeks in a row, picks up the fastest lap of the race award, picking up a $10 bonus from Josh, as last week's winner passed it on to this week's winner, so he got $10 out of that. We look at our Pro Late Model points after week 6. You have Rooster 79 hanging on to a comfortable lead with 306 points over Hamrick, who has 268 points. 1 point behind him is Jay Clay with 267. Then you got Sharton sitting in 4th with 252 points. And Bullet Bob sitting in 5th with 247 points. So Rooster's got a little bit of a lead, Josh, but it's still early in the season, so we're only 6 races in. So all in all, Pro Late Model race was a fun race to watch. Got a little hairy right there at the start, but once that was over with, they hammered down and got going, and it was good to see Hamrick take it away.
The main thing I've been watching is watching Sharton move through those point standings and seeing the difference between him and Rooster 79 not change. Probably by tomorrow night, you'll probably see him sitting in 2nd. That's how confident I am. That man's getting up to 2nd place, and he's a full race behind everybody else.
Right. He's finishing strong every week that he shows up, so that's all it takes. Show up and run hard and run strong, and you can get there. So, but at that point, the Pro Late Models were over with. Now it's time to get the bad boys out, the Super Late Models. The event that most people show up for to watch is the Dirt Super Late Models. Quick time, the fastest qualifier will go to Mafia Killer with 11.366. Your heat race winners will go to Rooster 79, and Wolfie Man will pick up a heat win over in the Super. Then came the feature, and you had an outstanding race. There was a caution no, that was Pro that the caution came out, but in the Super hard racing, couple of iffy. I mean, me personally, Josh, watching this race back, um, there was still a lot. There was some rough driving and fender banging, but I think it was a lot cleaner than weeks in the past.
The one race that really stands out to me that we saw a lot of that happening was when they were at Lernerville.
Lernerville.
There's a lot of leaning that was going on there, and I was just that Port Royal was another one that really stands out. That there was just a lot of you're in someone's left rear.
And Port Royal, like I said when they raced there, Port Royal is a hard track. I mean, it's so hard to keep the cars going straight, and the turns are so tight when you come out of it that it's real easy to get up in the wall or slide up the track into people. So, but at Lima Land, they seem to have it for the most part pretty dialed in. There were still some guys that were pushing the envelope, but hard racing is hard racing. But when the dust settled, Sharton 501 was sitting in your W Energy victory lane, picking up the win for the night. Rooster 79 which Sharton had it made because he started on the pole.
Mm-hmm.
So he was able to get a good little lead out there before he started running into lap traffic. But Sharton, like I said, won it. Rooster 79 would finish second. Blake G would finish third. Mafia Killer finished fourth. Wolfie Man would finish fifth. Jay Clay would finish sixth. Hamrick finished seventh. Clinker would finish eighth. CKW ninth. Bullet Bob would finish 10th. And Rebneck would finish in 11th. Our hard charger for the race was Rooster 79. He went up 3 spots. And our hard luck would go to CKW as he fell back 5 spots. Your fastest lap of the night. And he had the opportunity to claim a $10 fast lap pot, but he pushes it to tomorrow night. So the winner of the fastest lap in the supers tomorrow night, they're walking out with $15, or they could push it on to the next week. So
Roll over.
yeah. Sharton 501, he would turn a 11.341 blistering fast lap. So it was a fun race for the super late models. As we look at our points, good Lord, these are compacted in there.
Thanks, Hamrick.
Rooster's in there with a first in points with a 295 point. Behind him is Jay Clay with 276 points. Hamrick sitting in third with 263 points. Mafia Killer sitting in fourth with 248 points. Oh, fourth is tied with Mafia Killer and Sharton 501 with 248 points. So, and you look down all the way to sixth. I mean, it's a battle between fourth all the way to sixth in points. And these guys are coming out every week. And impressing. So it's going to be interesting to see how this week plays out. As just a quick reminder, tomorrow night, the Thursday Night Thunder Super Late Models and Pro Late Models will be live 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, streamed live by Temple Racing Television. Week 7, June 18th at Desert Rock Raceway.
We will be live and we will be ready. So come stop in, watch it. We're gonna try to add a couple other interesting little things for tomorrow, and yeah, have a conversation with us. We're here. We're ready to talk. Let's do it.
Now, I will tell you, Desert Rock is one of Hamrick's favorite tracks on this game. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to come out there and, continue that pro dominant. Of course, now with the pros, he's going to have to start at least in 8th place. So in the A main. So be interesting to see how he does out there and how everybody else does. So definitely, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, guys and girls, tune in right here on Temple Racing Television.
Thank you. We appreciate that. All right, let's get into the last league that we're talking about tonight, the good old D2D ARCA Revamp Series. As everyone knows, we ended up at Watkins Glen, the very interesting 2 road courses to start the season off. This was the second one.
Thank God this mess is over with.
Yes. This was actually our first time this season running official heat races. We had 3 of them. So as you'll see, the winners of the respective heat races. Heat 1 was Beer Stick Dan. Heat 2 was Hezzy. I actually switched those. Heat 1 was Hezzy. Heat 2 was Beer Stick Dan. And Heat 3 was JPR. So they went out there, they got their bonus points for the heat win, and they started up as far as they could to kick off the race. Well, race went green. We got a lot of ass packing going on to start there, down in the 1. And then the caution came out that lap. And then from there on out, it was green flag racing. So that's what was great. Uh, what a very interesting race. It played out very unexpectedly. We'll put it that way. There was one person I knew was going to be towards the front, and he pretty much led the whole goddamn thing. And that was JPR. He went out there, won the race by a landslide. I think it was 17 seconds. We'll see here in a minute. But he was moving. He kept the car clean. He made sure he didn't have any mistakes, and also he didn't make. Well, he made sure to stay away from the lap traffic because there was a lot of lap traffic, as you know, Nep, that was
Yeah.
flowing through, and it got scary sometimes. So, congratulations to JPR. He deserved that win. Um, we'll look over at the results real quick here. Of course, JPR won it. I ended up second somehow. Third was Sharton. That dude had a great week in everything he raced. Fourth was Shiesty. Fifth was Hezzy, his first start. Sixth was Magic Mike. Seventh was J Clay. Very strong run by J Clay. It seems like somehow, some way, these road courses are actually adapting to his driving style because he's actually finishing very good there. So I will give him that. Eighth, Reb. He had a couple mistakes that it costed him a lot of positions, but he grabbed eighth. Ninth was Lakilla. He ended up with top 10. Great for him. Mike, he snagged the top 10. Great for him. 11th was Rowdy. 12th was James. 13th was Hamrick. 14th was NASCAR. Nep, you were 15th. 16th, this is a name we are surprised about. 16th was Samo. Samo was having internet problems. He raced his
Yeah.
way up to fourth, and he got like halfway through the race. He was fourth, and then lagged out. Game over. Done. Back it up. It hurts him really bad, and his points in his finishing position. But we're talking about Samo here, so I'm sure he'll be fine. And then last but not least was 99 kills. He made it roughly about halfway as well, and he was out of it. Um, Big thing I want to look at is the points. I know we are only 2 races in, but it's very interesting to look at, especially that cutoff line. As you can see, JPR now has the point lead. Shiesty second, Reb's third, myself is fourth, J Clay is fifth, Magic Mike is tied for fifth with him. Samo fell down to seventh, James is eighth, Big Mike is tied for ninth with Lakille. 11th, Beer Stick Dan. Nep, you are currently holding on to that last cutoff spot. Um, I know we're only 2 races in. I'm sure you feel that the road courses is the tracks that you struggle at the most. Now that we have Martinsville coming up in a few weeks, 2 weeks, how do you feel that you're going to prepare for that race versus what you just prepared for?
Um. Now Martinsville's still going to be another. Is it still a rough? Is a difficult track, but you know, at least I'm just having to worry about turning left and not having to turn right and left and right and left and right and left. So, but I think if I can come out there and finish good at Martinsville, setting us up for some of the better tracks that I feel I'm gonna be able to run at. I feel comfortable, especially having to start off with 2 road courses, and I will never lie to anybody. I am not a road course racer. I go out there and I just hang in there the best I can and take whatever positions I can get. You can't get points if you don't show up. And so now that I got that out of the way, I think there's one more road course left this season, but the rest are oval tracks, and I think I can, with your guidance, Josh. Like I said a minute ago, a little bit ago with Shiesty, um, I feel good about this racing season between the trucks and the ARCA. I really started coming on pretty good towards the end of the Next Gen Cup Series, right there towards the end of this season, and just trying to carry that momentum over into the trucks and ARCA cars. So I honestly love the way these ARCA cars feel.
Mm-hmm.
It, they handle so good, so
Uh,
just got to make it through, that crazy hairpin of Martinsville.
and I agree because, in all honesty, you're sliding around so much in those ARCA cars, and if you like dirt tracking or anything of that nature, drifting, this is your class because these cars do not fucking stay straight. They kick the ass end out, and you have to hold on to it and drive the fucking piss out of it. So, in all seriousness, this is the class that's gonna make you a better racer overall, and it's nice seeing that you're able to do so good. And same with the trucks, completely different aerodynamics. You have the bed in the back, which creates for interesting racing. And that to me is your bread and butter is those trucks. So definitely, I will keep giving you your flowers when your flowers are due. That stage one at Phoenix, you getting P4 made me happy as fuck because you deserve to be in the top five. You deserve to run well.
Well, we talked, before the race and all that. I had, on a base game setup, I had a, a fast truck. I won't sit there and say that I had the fastest truck, but I was able to keep up with, some of the fast guys. Um, the adjustments, I was at, for some reason, after pitting and making adjustments, I would pick up some speed, but I just I'm not quite finding the speed that like the Shartons and the Reb finds. But I think it's gonna come. One thing also, and I'll be honest, I've always been, I guess you could say, a pacifist when it comes to racing. I don't try. I really don't try to run people hard and all that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to grow a little bit of balls. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if it's for a position, damn it, I'm not just gonna. Oh well, just go ahead and take it. I'll settle for whatever position I get. If it's for a position, I'm not gonna wreck you, and I'm gonna do everything in my power to not get into you a lot. But I'm not just gonna be a pushover anymore. I'm gonna race people how they race me. If you want to put the metal to me, I can put it back just as well. So, um, I have goals set in mind that I want to see before I hang up the wheel and become a full time broadcaster, and that is one. I definitely want to find my way in a victory lane, one way or another. And if it happens, great. If not, well, I'm gonna do everything in my power to try to make that happen.
And you give it your all, Nep. You definitely do. So we will be very interested to see what you do for the rest of the season, and we will keep wishing you on. But going back to these points to look at them real quick. Um, as we saw the so far, who's in the chase. We have a lot of racing to go, so there a lot can happen. We'll see what happens. Hamrick sitting in 13th, down one. Sharton, that was his first start. He's in 14th now. RCR and Hezzy, they're tied for 15th. MB is 17th. Rowdy's 18th. Tied for 19th is Bullet Bob and NASCAR. 21st is Wolfie Man. Tied for 22nd is Rowdy Rooster and YouTube 99 kills. Alright, so this is where we're going to have some stuff to talk about. First things first, I posted in Discord not too long ago. The D2D ARCA revamp series paint job of the week we are no longer doing anymore. There was not as many participants as we would have liked. Thought that this was actually going to catch fire and do something cool, and nobody really is paying much attention to it. Um, so we're gonna just move on from that. It was a nice little test session. Maybe we'll bring it back in the future, but for right now, it's done. Um, on to the next piece of news. Reminder and remember, we are off this week for Father's Day break, so we are not racing trucks on Friday, and we are not racing the ARCA series on Sunday. Enjoy your weekend. No need to race, no need to get on. Fuck it, we might throw together a practice or two together. We just to get people on. So we'll see how the time goes. The next thing on the list is a very, very, very intriguing and interesting one. Neb, you, me, we talked about it today actually, and it's time to bring this to light. So as we see the podcast and the channel for everything growing, we see that there's change in order. We took Superpower Hours and recreated the whole entire show, recreated the whole entire logo. We need you. Hop into our Discord, put what you would like for the podcast to be renamed. We are going to rebrand the podcast, and this time when we rebrand it, we are done changing it. We want something good, we want something great, and we want something that the fans and the people that come in and watch, we want them to give us their input, and we want to see what you guys enjoy. We have a couple
Yeah,
ideas in our head. There's currently a spot in Discord, which I will mention and put out there for everyone to
and
see.
and by all means, I've had fun with the superpower hours, and when we started with the next gen, the comic book look and all that, that was cool, but as we progress into this whole temple racing television and all that, and we're as time changes, you've got to change as well. And that's why I messaged you, Josh, earlier. I was looking at the slides for tonight. I said, don't get me wrong, I like the superpower hour thing, but we're kind of getting away from that superhero look. So, what do you think about maybe changing things? Change is good sometimes. So, and you even agreed. So, guys, by all means, throw some ideas out there. Whether it be, you know, can you not stand directly behind me? You make me nervous. Big bear. Anyways, my son's here and love him to death, but I'm busy, Charles. But shoot us some ideas, guys. On the Discord. What's some good names for this weekly podcast? I want something with. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking something with balls, something that just like powers at you. That screams horsepower. And gets that fucking that racing fuel that runs through our blood, boiling to where it's like just blasts out at you. So I'm interested, Josh, to see what ideal people come up with.
Yeah, this is where people put your creative thinking caps on. If you have 15 different ideas, post them in there. We'll look them over, even if it's not exactly that. We might even use a little bit of someone's idea to create something that we think is going to be a great message. And this is the last time you're going to see Superpower Hours pop up, because from here on out, it's going to be changed. But we'll be keeping an eye on everything. If you're on a Discord, the link's in the description. The link's even on my page. If you can't find it, it's under Temple Racing TV, Pod, Broad, and Race. You can go in there. There is a spot for it. I posted this specific photo in there so people can find it and go in, put your creative caps on, have fun with it. Again, give a couple shout outs to our sponsors, First Place Auto Glass.
Hold up.
Oh,
Before we get to the sponsor, He's always watches the podcast. He just won his race at Bristol in another league. I told him, I said, Reb, why don't you hop on in here? We congratulated you on the show, but let's talk to you firsthand, and let's bring a fellow Temple Racing Television Performance Racing Development Center driver, Reb. You got your ears on, buddy.
Fellas?
How's it going, buddy? Congratulations on your win tonight. See,
I
Josh,
appreciate that, boss.
Josh didn't even know about this.
Heck, I forgot to start the stream at first, but yeah, it's just a random hop in, no points, no nothing, just to try to go out there, run a race, and win it. And I love that track. Heck, I named my dog after that track, to be honest with you. So, yeah, no, if I ever get a good opportunity to race with some competitive guys there, I always try to hop in, especially in Xfinity cars.
Yeah, well, congratulations. Bristol is
Appreciate the
a fun,
acknowledgement. Mhm.
you know, Bristol's a fun track, but it can be tricky too. So, I mean, congratulations.
Oh yeah,
you
I left a few stripes on the wall. That's for sure.
Oh, I watched it. I promise you that one.
I could get in a rhythm for like 10, 15 laps, and then something would break my rhythm. And then I swear my wife was sitting next to me changing the channel, and I swear I could feel something changing my steering wheel with like 20 to go. And that was when I was driving crazy for a few laps as I was sitting there telling her to stop using the remote. So I don't know what it was interfering with, but I could just feel it.
Yeah,
It was weird.
you didn't want to have another freaking Phoenix incident.
Right. Yeah, no, hey, I congratulate Charlton on that still. I mean, hey, he put himself in the right spot. It's happened with me before. I think it was a race, maybe it's either JP and Smo or Josh and Smo or something like that. They took each other out going into the final turn. I mean, this may have been in the last game, but still, same principle. And I got the win out of it. So, hey, it's all about being right there.
Yeah, some nights you don't have to be the fastest car. You just have to be in the right place at the right time.
Right.
I can't,
it's happened before. I can't help it. It just wasn't my night.
I'll be honest. I've had many races where I finished better than what I should have because people had issues on the track or issue with their internet and they lose connection, and I gain positions because I end up passing them in the standings in that race. So the key thing is, I said earlier, if you don't show up, you can't get no points, and you gotta, I preach it all the time. I can be 1 lap down, or I can be 15 lap down, and I'm gonna run every single race I get, every lap I get a chance to. So,
Oh yeah. I agree. But
Josh,
yeah, I didn't mean to crash the party too long.
No,
I know it's pushing y'all's ending time.
Well, we're still under the hour mark right now, so I mean, I figured since you were watching and you had that win tonight, I figured we'd throw you in here and give your kudos live on the podcast, bud.
Well, I appreciate it, y'all giving me the invite. But that was a good race. But I'll let y'all get back to y'all's podcast. Josh, appreciate you. Let me steal the show for a second.
You are fucking welcome.
Thanks for your invite. So, but y'all have a good night.
Reb, you have a good one. Congrats again, bub. All right, now.
All right.
Well, thanks for dropping that on me out of the blue. That one threw me a little bit sideways. I was like, I was ending it, and you were just like, wait. But
Hold
okay.
up, wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it.
Back to where we were before. First place All Glass, the leader in All Glass. Go talk to Bob. That boy will put a windshield in your car. He'll put wipers on your car. He'll even spit shine it for you. For all serious inquiries, please go to firstplaceautoglass@yahoo.com. Again, Bob's a great guy. He will get you taken care of. If it's around Jamestown, New York, he's your man. Also, Tampa Racing Television times W. Head over to www.w.gg and use the promo code TEMP26, and we're going to give you 10% off your order. Great product. I got to use it from time to time because my ass gets tired at night. And if it comes to doing the podcast or whatever case may be, I got to keep myself up and going. But with the whole rebrand that we're going to be redoing, you're also going to see something that is brand new. The one page that we show every single time we try to hit this damn thing on the nail. It's now changed. The rebrand is coming, and I'm excited for it. Nep, are you ready?
One last time. Let's give this a shot, boss.
1, 2, 3. To be
continued.
All right.
It took us
Thank
22
you.
episodes, but we finally got it.
Thank you for tuning in to Superpower Hours. This is the last time we are calling ourselves the Superpower Hours. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. We appreciate every single one of you that pop in every single week, and have a lovely rest of your night. And we will be back next week. Thank you and